Speak Out Pre-Intermediate Unit 6.3 Vocabulary Illness Listening, Seeing the Doctor. Hello everyone. In this presentation, we will study vocabulary about problems and advice related to illness. Then you will have a practice part. And then we will continue with the listening section about seeing the doctor. Then you will have another practice. And I'll give you some references for further study and practice. İllness is a noun and it means hastalık in Turkish. Here you can see some examples of health problems. We have these problems when we are ill, when we are not okay. For example, you have got a headache or backache, or you can have an earache, toothache, okay? Or you have caught a cold or flu, you have broken your arm or leg, and you have a sore throat, a bad cough, and a high temperature. Now, let's look at these problems in detail. Look at the problems and look at the pictures and try to match them first. In the first picture, this man has a headache, and in the second picture, this man has a backache. You can have a backache if you carry heavy things or if you sit for a long time. Picture 3, catch a cold, and if you catch a cold, you have a runny nose and you are like all the time. Catch a flu, picture 4. So when you catch a flu, you're really ill, you have a high temperature, and you need to take some medicine, some painkillers, some antibiotics maybe. Or you can break your arm or leg, and you can have a sore throat. You can have a bad cough like or you can have a high temperature. Now, let's listen and repeat these health problems.
Unit 6, Recording 5. 1.
Headache. I've got a headache.
2. Backache. I've got backache. 3.
A cold. I've caught a cold.
4. Flu. She caught flu. 5.
A sore throat. I've got a sore throat.
6. A cough. I've got a bad cough. 7.
Temperature. He's got a high temperature.
There's a small note here. So there's a difference between cold and flu. In cold, you have a runny nose and it's simple and it lasts short. And in Turkish, it means nezle. But in flu, you have a headache, your arms and legs hurt, you have a high temperature, and it takes more time to get better. And it means grip in Turkish. And in both cold and flu, you can have a sore throat and a bad cough. Okay, and here we have some advice for these health problems. For example, take some medicine, antibiotics or painkillers if you catch a cold or if you have a headache. Go to the hospital for an X-ray if you break part of your body, and get some rest, stay at home, do nothing, and drink lots of hot drinks if you catch a cold or if you have a sore throat. Time for practice. Here we have 4 problems and 4 advice. Look at the problems and the advice and match them. Here are the answers. So I have got a bad headache and I can't concentrate on my task. The advice is take some painkillers for your headache and have some sleep and do your task later. 2. She has cough or flu and she has high temperature. Take some antibiotics and get some rest. And 3. My son has fallen off his bike and broken his leg. Go to the hospital and see the doctor for an X-ray. And 4. I drank cold water last night and I have a sore throat now. Stay at home and drink hot drinks for your throat. Okay, listening part. We're going to listen to 2 conversations between a doctor and her patients. Answer the questions, please. First question is that, what problems does the patient have? And second question, what does the doctor suggest?
Unit 6. Recording 6. Conversation 1.
Hello, I'm Dr. Andrews. Now, what's the matter?
Well, doctor, I feel terrible. I get these headaches and I feel sick.
Ah, how long have you had this problem?
A few weeks now, and I can't sleep at night because my head hurts.
You can't sleep?
That's right.
And are you very worried or under pressure at the moment?
No, I don't think so.
Do you have a healthy diet?
Quite healthy.
Do you drink tea or coffee?
Yes, I do.
How much?
Tea? Probably about 8 cups or 10.
A day?
Yes.
I see. And has that changed in the last few weeks?
Not really.
Okay, well, the first thing is I think you should stop drinking so much tea and coffee. Try to drink just 1 small cup a day. I'll give you some painkillers for the headaches. Take 2 of these 3 times a day. I don't think it's anything to worry about, but if your headaches continue...
Conversation 2.
Good morning. How can I help?
Well, I'm worried about my foot.
Your foot?
Yes. It hurts when I walk.
I see. Did you do anything to it? Did you have an accident?
Well, sort of.
What happened?
I kicked a wall.
I see. When did you do that?
About a week ago?
Okay. Did you go to hospital?
No.
Can I have a look?
Yes, of course. Yep.
Where does it hurt?
Here?
Oh! Yes, there.
Can you move it?
Yes, a little. But it's very painful.
I think it might be broken. It's nothing to worry about, but I think you should go to the hospital for an X-ray. I'll write you a note, and if you just take this to the hospital...
Okay, let's go over the answers together. In conversation 1, the first question is, what problems does the patient have? And the woman feels terrible. She gets headaches and feels sick. Sick means ill. She can't sleep at night because her head hurts. And what does the doctor suggest? She should stop drinking so much tea and coffee. Only 1 small cup a day maybe. She gives her some painkillers for the headache and she says she should take 2 times a day. And in conversation 2, for the first question, the man is worried about his foot. It hurts when he walks and is very painful. And the doctor thinks it's broken and he should go to the hospital for an X-ray. Let's look at the key phrases in the doctor and patient conversation. So when you go to the doctor, doctors can ask questions like, what's the matter? What's the problem? To learn what happened to you. And how long have you had this problem? Like for 2 hours, for 5 days, for a week. Where does it hurt? Can I have a look at it? It's nothing to worry about. It's not so serious. Okay. And I'll give you some pills, some antibiotics, some painkillers maybe. And patients can say, I feel sick or I feel terrible if you're not okay. I can't sleep. I'm worried about it hurts when I walk or talk. And it's very painful. Here we have another practice for you. Pause the video and complete the conversation between a doctor and a patient with the correct words or phrases. And please check your answers. So doctor says, good afternoon, what's the matter or what's the problem? I feel sick or terrible. I have a runny nose and a high temperature. High is our clue here. So patient says for 5 days. So the question should be, how long have you had this problem? And do you have a sore throat? Yes, I have, and it's very painful. Can I have a look at your mouth then? You have cough, a flu. So drink is our clues. Drink some hot drinks and take this medicine. And don't forget to get some rest. Thank you, and you're welcome. Okay, so if you need more practice, please go to your supplementary pack on page 233 and do the vocabulary revision part. Or you can go to the My English Lab Speak Out Pre-Intermediate Unit 6.3 Vocabulary and Function part. And please click on the link to do extra practice. And as a last thing, think about this question. What do you do when you catch a cold or flu? Write a paragraph or record your ideas about the question. So that's all for this presentation. Thank you for listening and watching.